And then the alpha mother, Aurora, literally dropped from the sky. I am telling you, I felt the ground jump when she hit the dirt. Her quills were humming, this high-frequency vibratory sound that made my vision blur. Kalo was right there in the thick of it, his finger twitching on the trigger of a heavy stun cannon. I was sure I was about to watch a massacre. I saw the light reflecting off her crystalline hide, this blinding, jagged power. But Sarah, she just stood her ground. She did not look like a warrior. She looked like she was waiting for a friend to show up for coffee. But wait, I need to back up, because it did not start with that kind of insanity. Truth is, it started with Kalo landing his scout ship on Ethelgard Prime, and the first thing I saw was the wreckage. The research outpost was just gone. The titanium walls were not just breached, they were shredded, peeled back like paper. The high-security gate was wide open, swinging in the wind with this rhythmic, metallic clang. Kalo is a high-ranking adjudicator. He has seen it all. But I saw his eyes scanning those ruins with genuine confusion. There was no one left. Or so we thought. He found the marks. Massive, deep-set claw gouges that cut into the reinforced flooring and trailed off into the forest. And Ethelgard is not just a forest. It is the death thicket. Everything in there glows with a bioluminescent pulse, high energy, neon colors that scream, "Do not touch me." Kalo followed the trail, his scanner chirping like a panicked bird. He was tracking what he assumed was a predator dragging its lunch away. But then he breaks through a wall of glowing vines and finds Sarah Vance. She was standing in a clearing, perfectly still, right in front of a shard hound den. I saw Kalo's face drop. He figured she was in shock, the classic fear response where the brain just shuts down because it cannot process the threat. He immediately starts slamming buttons on his wrist, initiating an emergency extraction signal. I could hear the hum of the ship's engines in orbit starting to spool up. He leveled his stun cannon, aiming for the opening of the cave. And then the juveniles came out. 3 of them. They were juveniles, sure, but they were already bigger than a cargo hauler. Their 6 legs were moving with this terrifying, predatory grace. They surrounded her. Kalo is shouting at her to stay down, to wait for the blast, but Sarah, she does not run. She does not even flinch. I watched her hand go up. She was not reaching for a weapon. She was gesturing for them to come closer. I am telling you, I have never seen anything like it. It was this pure, radical empathy, an attempt at domestication on the fly. She looked at these apex killers and decided it was time for a chat. She was looking for a pack bonding moment right there in the mud. Kalo is frantic. He has his targeting computer locked onto the lead cub's spike. He thinks he is about to witness a biological ending, a total slaughter. But then Sarah looks back at him, and her expression is not one of fear. It is annoyance. She actually looks mad that he is interrupting. I guess it is true what they say. Humanity does not conquer worlds with fire. They use things like this absolute, an insane evolutionary stubbornness to make friends with the things that should be eating them. And then Kalo really lost it. He was ready to pull the trigger. The plasma coils were screaming, that high-pitched whine that sets your teeth on edge. But Sarah, she just dove right in front of the barrel. She didn't care about the cannon. She was screaming at him to stand down. And that's when Aurora, the big one, started her move. I am talking about 4 tons of apex muscle blurring across the clearing. Kalo's eyes were darting everywhere. He thought he was dead. Truth is, I thought we were all dead. But then Sarah caught his eye. She told him to trust her, to just put it down. And I don't know how. Maybe it was the way she looked at him. But Kalo actually did it. He dropped the weapon. It clattered against a tree root, and for a second, everything went still. The air was thick with the scent of ozone and the sharp, metallic tang of the predators. Aurora stopped inches from his face. Her breath was hot, like a blast furnace, and she leaned in. I held my breath. But instead of snapping her jaws, she licked him. A massive, rough-textured scent marking that almost knocked the adjudicator flat. I mean, that was it. That was the moment everything changed. I saw Kalo's face go through about 6 different emotions before landing on pure, unadulterated shock. The most dangerous weapon in the Terran arsenal isn't a railgun or a nuke. It's the word PSEPSPEPS, and a total disregard for common sense. Kalo was just sitting there on the forest floor, covered in predator spit, while the cubs started pouncing on him like he was a giant, high-tech chew toy. I saw him reach out, real slow at first, and then he was actually petting them. Their quills went flat and smooth under his hands, like grass under a summer breeze. Sarah was laughing, wrestling with a 500-kilogram juvenile named Scrapper, getting dirt on her face and not caring one bit. She looked over at Kalo and said, "Where the rest of the galaxy sees a biological ending, humans see a potential roommate." It sounds crazy, right? But watching them together, I realized we've been looking at humans all wrong. They aren't the galactic warriors we feared. They're bridge builders. They find the scariest thing in the room and ask if it wants a snack. I mean, I saw Kalo pull a piece of dried kelp out of his pocket and hand it to a creature that could bite through a ship's hull. The air was vibrating with this deep, resonant purr. It wasn't just a sound. It was a physical sensation in your chest, like standing too close to a ship's reactor. Kalo looked down at his lap, where Spike had decided to park his massive head, and I saw his mandibles stop clicking. He was actually relaxing. Truth is, it was the first time I've seen a Federation official look truly peaceful on a death world. The sun started to dip, turning the sky into this brilliant, fiery orange that reflected off the shard hounds' hides. Kalo was already typing on his data pad, rewriting every safety protocol in the book. He looked at Sarah, then at the alpha mother sleeping nearby, and just shook his head. He told her she was completely insane, but he said it with this weird kind of respect. And Sarah? She just grinned and told him to get some rest. Apparently, they have a meeting with a second, even larger pack tomorrow morning. I mean, I guess this is just how humans do business now. They don't win through power. They win because they refuse to be afraid. End of story. Would you like me to generate a galactic safety report based on Kalo's new perspective? Or should we start a fresh narrative with a different genre?